Sensei? Why are you here? I see. How mysterious. There are so many things I don't know about. But I did realize something. I've been thinking all this time about who I really am. But I couldn't find the answer. I was no one from the start. Humans live in the other world, and shadows live in this world. From the beginning, that's all there was to it. I was just a shadow in that world. You're always so kind, Sensei. I figured something out. That day at the hospital, I realized that I really can't do anything. As soon as I thought that, I lost consciousness. Then when I woke up, I was inside the fog. Shadows can't stay in the human world. They aren't allowed. I walked and walked, but there was nothing all around me. Just when I started thinking that I couldn't go anywhere, I heard the noise of a car. And then I was here. I remember lots of things now. My world is a place shaped by human thoughts. One day, a shadow living in that world awakened to human emotions. But humans and shadows are completely different entities.
We already know that to not be the case.
So he made himself forget that he was a shadow. He wanted to forget. He wanted people to like him. And that's how he came to look like this. I really am stupid. What the other Teddy said before, in the end, it was all true. No matter how much I search for myself, I have no self. There was no me to begin with. I'm just a shadow that took a different form so humans would like me. It would have been better if I had never remembered, but I did. I'll probably turn back to a regular shadow soon. Oh yeah, Sensei. One day, when you meet Nana-chan in heaven, apologize for me. Tell her I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. Tell her I'm really sorry.
You can tell her yourself.
Huh? Really? Nana-chan's. Wow, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. Glad that I could at least hear that. My heart feels so much lighter now. I'm starting to feel sleepy. What a strange place. It feels so soothing. It's not like my world. Something just feels so nostalgic about this place. Could this be your dream world, Sensei?
Sort of.
Uh-huh. But I wonder why I met you here.
I think they said no accidents happen in this place.
What am I supposed to do now? But I don't know what to look for or how to find it.
That's the same for all of us.
No matter how hard I think, there's too many things my little brain can't understand. But I do understand one thing now. I'm glad that I met you, Sensei.
That's interesting though, it's still Kintoki Doji, but we have a Vader Lek now.
But I have to get going. This is your place. It doesn't seem like somewhere that I'd be allowed to stay. Goodbye, Sensei.
It seems the words in your memory weren't the only things you summoned here. This is a room for guests who have an ego that can be nurtured. Shadows, mere fragments broken off from the ego, have no place here.
I think that answers Teddy's question.
The water's strength has moved a single stone that had stopped, returning it once again into the flow. Very interesting. Well now, it's about time we departed once again. This vehicle is still on its journey. There is no reason to tarry here for long. Margaret?
We're ready to go. Let us depart.
You are every inch the guest I had anticipated. Now it's time for you to return. I am even more intrigued now as to where this is all headed.
We'll be waiting for your next visit.
Hopefully it won't be long.
How did it go? Did you find Teddy?
No, and no one's seen him either.
Ugh, that annoying little furball! Just when we're at a turning point in the case, too.
We have no choice. Let's pursue Adachi for now.
Whoa, look how dense this fog is. It's gotten even worse than before.
What the? There's this malicious aura everywhere. It feels completely different from the last time I was here. I think we'd better hurry. Give me a sec to try finding Adachi.
Does this mean both this world and ours are getting messed up?
Our glasses work on the fog on the other side. It can't be normal. And I heard more people are falling ill because of the fog. I wonder what's going to happen.
I sense him. Adachi's definitely in here.
Are you serious? Which way?
Hold on.
So he did come to this side. Well, that settles it. There's virtually no doubt remaining that he's the true culprit. Once we capture him, solving the mystery of this world and the rest of the case can't be far behind.
Then maybe we'll find out where Teddy came from too. Man, where is that bear anyway?
Well, I can say for sure he's not here. And I know Adachi is here, but I can't track him down myself. Gee, Ted, why aren't you here when we need you most?
This place. I see. I came back. But it really doesn't matter. I'm completely useless. Nana-chan, I'm so sorry.
Teddy? It is you, Teddy. I heard your voice. You said, hang in there. I heard my big bro and everyone else too.
Nana-chan! Oh, hold on! I'll get the doctor!
It seems she's asleep again.
Nana-chan told me that she heard my voice. She heard me say, hang in there.
It could be that her frankly miraculous recovery was because everyone's voices reached her. Even unconscious, people are capable of hearing others' voices.
My voice. And theirs too. Everyone.
In any case, there are too many things we don't understand about her condition and what caused it. We're doing our best, but it's difficult when everything about her illness is a total unknown.
Unknown.
Well, if anything happens, please send for me.
If I'm an unknown being, then the way I can change is unknown too. So all I have to do is make them not unknown. Nana-chan's doing her best. Sensei and the others are probably fighting now too. I'm just a shadow, but Nana-chan cheered up when she heard my voice. So what if I'm just a shadow? There must be something I can do. I can't just give up thinking about things. That's why I came back here, right, Nana-chan? Right. I need to get back to the others. Hang in there, Nana-chan. I'll be back soon.
Kamui are the spiritual and divine beings in the mythology of the Ainu people, the indigenous peoples of the Hokkaido region. The concept of Kamui is often compared to the concept of Japanese kami, but they're not quite the same. Kamui can refer to anything regarded in Ainu culture as especially positive or especially strong. There are Kamui associated with many things: animals, plants, the weather, human tools, sometimes even natural phenomenon. Teddy's persona is supposed to represent a specific one of them, Kim-un Kamui, the Kamui of mountains and bears. Bears play a prominent role in Ainu mythology and are often considered benevolent figures. The Ainu had no writing system of their own before Japanese intervention, so much of their mythology is passed down through oral tradition, in the form of epics called Kamui Yukar. This persona's design has a subtle reference to an Ainu ritual, the Iomante, which involves rearing a bear cub for 2 years before it is killed with arrows, presented with offerings, and eaten, as a way of releasing it to the realm of the Kamui. The reference is the missile embedded in this persona's body. It's a Russian Strelya rocket, which literally means arrow. Morbid though it is, Teddy's persona still can't help but contain visual puns. One thing I'd like to mention here is that the Japanese government only officially proposed to consider the Ainu an indigenous group in June 2008, about a month before the original version of Persona 4 released in Japan. However, their status was not made official until a bill in 2019. Like Kanji, Teddy simply gets +1 to all stats on his Persona Evolving. But unique among party members is the fact that he not only turns his resistance into an immunity, he gains 2 additional resistances, wind and darkness. Despite still keeping his electric weakness, this does make Teddy one of the most durable party members. Combined with his buffs and healing, I feel that makes him an extremely valuable member of the team.
It's no use. I can only tell that Adachi is here, not his exact location.
Rise-chan!
If only Teddy was with us.
Didn't he say his nose is practically useless now? And could he even help us find that bastard?
Nope. He'd be no help at all. But he was always there to support me whenever.
That bear's a loudmouth, but he's nice to have around. He's always so full of energy.
He's lighthearted and always optimistic.
I'm alright. I just got a little dizzy. The fog's so dense, it's hard to see through it.
Why don't we call it a day? It won't do us any good if you collapse.
I agree. If Rise-san became fatigued, even if we found Adachi, our capacity in battle would be reduced. Moreover, it's almost nighttime. We should return to our world for the present.
Damn it! We came so far to run smack into a dead end!
I know he's in there too. What's wrong with me? My powers are completely useless! Teddy?
You little... Where the hell were you?
I'm sorry.
You idiot! Bad bear! Bad! You're so late! Who do you think you are?
Rise-chan? Are you faking?
No, stupid!
Sorry. I want to help you all again.
You know how much trouble you caused, you dumb bear? Where the hell were you?
I'm sorry. I figured out a lot of things. Stuff about me and that world. I wanted to tell you all.
A shadow? You mean you're one of those things we've been fighting?
Something to mention is that if you played Persona Q, you might notice that Aegis, an anti-shadow weapon, has a particularly hostile reaction to Teddy upon first seeing him. That's actually a clue to this.
Yup, just like the ones you all know about. Shadows are suppressed human thoughts given form. Everyone has them inside.
Wait, you say you're a shadow, but you didn't attack us. And you kept telling us from the start that you wanted to bring peace and quiet back to that world, right?
But in the end, I was just an ordinary shadow. Nothing special about me at all.
See, that's the thing. Not all repressed thoughts are negative.
I did everything I could until now to try and make my world peaceful. But instead, the weird fog started seeping out into this world too. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. If I really was special, then maybe...
It's no big deal. I mean, we weren't expecting much from you in the first place. And about you being a shadow, we pretty much figured you were something like that anyway.
Yeah, there's not a lot else he really could have been, honestly.
Huh? What are you saying? Here I am pouring my heart out to you, and you say you thought I was something like that anyways? No normal person would think such a pretty bear could really be a shadow!
So what's the problem with being a shadow?
It's true that you may have been born that way, but you now possess the power of persona. A shadow is suppressed power. Once controlled by the ego, it becomes a persona. Doesn't it follow, then, that you must have developed an ego? Whether the ego masters its shadow, or the shadow awakens to its ego. The only difference I see is the order in which the process occurred.
I think, therefore I am. That quote Teddy was mentioning much earlier.
Oh, Teddy's practically human then!
As I've kept saying, shadows and people are really the same thing. Shadows are born from everyone, so really, Teddy's no different to all of us.
I'm the same as humans?
You keep trying to figure out who you are, just like all of us here. You can't do much on your own. You really aren't that special. See? What's so different between you and us?
Thank you! I'm so glad I met you guys!
The rest of us were pretty much a group of misfits to begin with, too, right? You fit right in, man.
I beg your pardon? Who are you calling a misfit?
Isn't that just you, Senpai?
Hey, that's not something a detective would say. Or an idol, either. Gee, stop crying, will ya? Now's not the time for that. While you were gone, we figured out who murdered the announcer and Senpai.
Yeah, let's make things serious again.
It was Adachi.
Huh? Adachi? That total goofball? Whoa, I didn't notice at all. Looks like I'm pretty blind to that sort of thing.
It's kind of a common rule of murder mysteries to always suspect the goofball. They're usually hiding something.
But you all know him. If you can't find someone like that, I don't think I can help you.
Like I said, we're not expecting much from you.
Well, the main thing is, it's hard to get pumped about this without someone nice and fuzzy around.
Yeah, what Kanji said.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, now that the band's back together, let's take it from the top. Starting tomorrow.
It's been a while, but I'll do my best to look for him too. Leave it to Fuzzy.
And so, Teddy is officially back with the group. And with that, we have maxed out the Star Arcana and evolved his persona. Teddy's gone through the same journey we all have. Meanwhile, Teddy's return means Judgment rank 6. We better get ready for tomorrow. Halel, well, that's the way the main characters say it, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced Halel, is, well, the short version is this persona represents Lucifer before his fall from heaven. But the actual story of how this persona came to be is kind of complicated. We start with the planet Venus. Because it shines brightly in the morning, rises into the sky, but then falls and is not visible at night, it was used by many different ancient cultures as a metaphor for a member of their pantheon who attempted to usurp the position of the most powerful deity, only to be cast down. And Satan/Lucifer was not one of them. Next we come to the Book of Isaiah. In chapter 14, there's a particular passage that is basically talking about how much everyone will rejoice at the fall of a particular king of Babylon who was oppressing the Hebrews. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens, I will raise my throne above the stars of God. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pits. So, that morning star, son of the dawn part, in Hebrew this is Halel ben Shahar, meaning shining one, son of the morning. It's not a name though, it is just referencing the planet Venus, and the whole thing is really just a oh how the mighty have fallen metaphor. There's nothing demonic here at all. However, later on people realize how closely that whole speech fit the story of Satan, and they mistook the morning star part as an actual name, the Latin equivalent of which is Lucifer. And so from then on, people considered Lucifer to be a fallen angel and another name for the devil. That one passage is apparently the only time the word Halel is ever used in the entire Bible. But by now, Lucifer has become so ingrained in pop culture that he's become a huge part of Shin Megami Tensei, and hence this persona exists. Speaking of the persona, if you've played Persona 3, you'll probably remember Halel.
Yep, not even the Reaper can survive that.
He was ridiculously overpowered in that game, the source of the fusion spell Armageddon that deals 9,999 damage guaranteed, and it also works on bosses. Yeah, he no longer has that here. He's still solid, I just don't find him to be that impressive in Persona 4, but that's more just because of the inevitable P3 Halel comparisons. He still has his signature move Morning Star, which deals colossal almighty damage to all enemies. Though if the SMT wiki is to be believed, this is only 20 more power than Megadolon. And to be fair, I haven't seen that high damage from this in P4, so I can believe this. He's set up to be a mixed attacker as well, having solid strength and learning God's Hand and Arms Master. One of the main draws of Halel is Salvation. Not only does he learn this by level up, it's also his skill card ability. A lot of people like giving this to all their endgame personas. Just be warned that it costs 10 more SP than Medea Rahan, and that does add up over the course of long fights. And there are many late game bosses, including the New Game Plus exclusive Super Boss, that don't use a lot of status ailments. So in a lot of cases, this skill is actually overkill. So overall, Halel is still solid, but compared to how strong he was in Persona 3, one can't help but say, Is this the persona who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble? The one who made Tartarus a wilderness, who overthrew the Reaper in one hit, and would not let the shadows go home? I'm so sorry.